Hello everybody, it's Radio Card Game here. Today, as I promised in the Altergeist archetype introduction, I will show you some combo tutorials, and then lately I will upload also a video about some replays that I managed to record, and at the end of that I will show you also my deck list, even though it's not definitive. But without further ado, let's jump into the first replay. So, as you can see here, the first opening involves Marionetter with personal spoofing. You normal summon Marionetter and set materialization because it's the most important card in the deck. And then you set personal spoofing. During your opponent's turn, you activate the card, and on activation, you activate its effect too. And then you shuffle back Marionetter and add Multifaker to your hand. Multifaker triggers because, as I told you, introduction video again, it triggers if you activate a trap card. So with personal spoofing, it works just like Astrograph with Wavering Eyes, and Multifaker summon itself on the field and bring out an Altergeist monster from your deck. And the best one during your opponent's turn, of course, is Sulkitis, because bouncing a monster you control, an Altergeist card you control, you actually bounce back an opponent's card. So if your opponent summon, you can just interrupt your play very easily. For the second replay, here you open again with Marionetter, but this time with Foolish Burial. I know that Foolish Burial is not that common as a combo piece because it's a one-off since it's limited, but this deck hasn't got a lot of combos. It's just the different opening the deck is capable of doing that I want to show you. So just to make sure that you know what's the best play with those cards in your hand. So you summon Multifaker and set again materialization from your deck, Foolish Burial for Multifaker, and then you activate Marionetter effect, sending itself to the grave, and summon back Multifaker. Multifaker, since it's special summon, triggers, and summon from your deck Meloseek. Then link summon from here for Extia, since it's the best one, of course. Meloseek, since it's sent to the graveyard, had a monster from your deck. And at this point, you can add Conquery, because you already have a face-up card, a face-up Altergeist card in your field, so you can negate an opponent's attack already. But you also have another card, Materialization, that during your opponent's turn you can activate to reborn Multifaker, just to be sure that you don't summon Multifaker pointed by Extia, because you then activate Multifaker's effect and summon Sulkitis. At this point, if your opponent summon a monster, you bounce back Multifaker to your hand, interrupting your opponent's play, and materialization goes to the graveyard. And then, if your opponents activate a spell trap or effect, you can negate that effect or that card activation by tributing Sulkitis. And since you have materialization in the grave, Sulkitis triggers and you add back a materialization. So, as I told you again in the introduction video, this is the main setup of the deck. It's the most important quote-unquote combo, or card setup to actually keep gaining card advantage and keep having control of the game state. Because this deck, with 3 cards, can keep rolling and rolling, and more the duel lasts, the better this deck can be. So, and that's it again for the second combo. Now for the third combo, again is a 2-card combo, but actually a 2.5-ish, because you still need the discard fodder of 1/1 that again unfortunately is another one-off in the deck because it's limited. But as I told you in the previous opening, you just need to know how to open, not just the combos, because again the deck has no actual combos. So you normal summon Marionetter and set materialization from your deck, Then you activate 1/1, discarding a monster. Whatever monster Marionetter is just here as a symbol of the archetype, okay? Then you summon Melusic. You link summon for Extia, Melusic triggers, and add Multifaker to your hand. During your opponent's turn, you activate Materialization, summoning back Melusic, pointed by Extia, of course. Since you activated a trap card, Multifaker triggers special summon itself and a monster from your deck, as for example Sulkidas is the best one. Then you activate Sulkidas effect, you bounce back Multifaker, and from here you bounce back in your opponent's card, and that's it for the first combo. So moving forward with the fourth one, here the combo started changing, because from the 2-card combo we jump to the 3-card combo. Here I'm playing Magical Dimension. I actually play this card in my deck because it's really powerful with Multifaker, and you will understand why. So Magical Dimension is a quick play spell card that, for those who don't know, it reads as follows. If you control a spellcaster type monster, target one monster you control. This is the cost, just targeting. Tribute the target, then special summon a spellcaster type monster from your hand. Then you can destroy one monster on the field. So this last clause is optional and it doesn't target. So keep in mind that you can actually out monsters like that are not targetable. So it's really good. It's a quick play spell card, so you can actually activate this card during your opponent's turn. But for this combo, it's not the case. You normal summon Marionetter, set straight from your deck Materialization, then you activate Magical Dimension, tributing Marionetter, and summoning Multifaker from your hand. Multifaker triggers, summon Melusic, link summon for XTM Melusic triggers, add probably Conquery since for the same reason as before. During your opponent's turn, you activate Materialization. Materialization, summon back Multifaker, Multifaker triggers, and summon Sulkidas from your deck. At this point, you just keep in mind that you should summon Sulkidas pointed by Extia and not Multifaker, because as the reason before, you bounce back Multifaker to activate Sulkidas effect, and then you negate with Extia tributing Sulkidas, and since Multifaker was equipped with Materialization, once bounced, Materialization goes to the graveyard, and Sulkidas, if tributed after this, it triggers to add back Materialization from the grave. As always, the best setup. Also, in this case, you have Conquery, so, you know, just a little bit more powerful. In this replay, you can see here that it's quite similar to the previous one, but instead of Marionetter, you actually use Melusic. So you normal summon Melusic and tribute it with Magical Dimension for summoning Multifaker from your hand. Multifaker triggers as Chainlink 1, I suggest you, and Chainlink 2 Melusic. So in this way, you actually get to protect Multifaker from being gashed, because of course you prefer summoning a monster straight from your deck than add just one, since you already committed your normal summon. So with Melusic, you add Conquery since it's the best one at an open field, during your opponent's turn of course, and Multifaker summons Sulkidas from your deck. This opening is quite underwhelming of course, but you still got an interruption play during your opponent's turn that keep you taking anyway an advantage on your opponent, because you still have Multifaker in your hand, and if your opponent declare an attack, you can still negate at least one with Conquery since you control Sulkidas. And that's it for this replay. Now with the last one, it's a little bit different. It's no more a 3-card combo, but instead is a 2-card combo but going second. So let's say that your opponent summons a monster, and during your turn you got Infinite Transience in your hand and you activate it. Well, it's a trap card, but it's actually an end trap, because if you control no cards like struggling battle or evenly match, whatever you call it, you can activate this card straight from your hand and targeting an opponent's master, and it dies negates its effect. So since you actually activated a trap card during your turn, Multi-Faker triggers and you special summon it, bring a monster from your deck, in this case Melasik. You link summon for Extia, Melasik triggers. You didn't commit your normal summon, so you actually add Marionetter, and then you normal summon it pointed by Extia, just to be sure, you know. Marionetter activates effect and then set materialization, of course, from your deck. Then you can activate Marionetter effect, extend here for rewarding Melasik. And in the battle phase, you attack directly with Melasik. Melasik triggers since it deals damage, and you send a card from your opponent's field to the graveyard. Then you can also attack with Extia. Then during your opponent's turn, you can use materialization, summon back Multi-Faker. Multi-Faker triggers, brings straight from your deck Sulkitis. Then Sulkitis triggers again, bouncing back an opponent card, returning an Altergeist card from your field to the hand. Probably, of course, as always, Multi-Faker. And that's it for the different combos or possible openings. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it has been useful for you. Stay tuned to see the next video about my replays and my decklist. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Leave a like, comments and subscribe, and see you next time.